Hey there, welcome back to my channel and let's get into it. Several weeks ago, a parent left a comment on one of my videos. It was more of a question, looking for information more than a comment. I'll put the text down below in the comment box, but I'll also have it here in the video as I read the comment to you, and then I'm going to address certain sections of this comment, see if we can help this parent out a little bit here. So let's get to reading it. So just looking for some thoughts, feedback. My son has been working super hard since his sophomore year. Really wants to go to the academy. His ALO, Academy Liaison Officer, gave him some feedback and says his extracurriculars look super competitive. Athletics look good, but right now he has a 1170 SAT and a C in math. He has a 4.11 GPA overall. It's just math he is struggling with right now. He has a tutor and is planning to take pre-calc over the summer to try to make up some ground. He will also continue to work on his SAT score. I guess I'm just looking to see if anyone has any words, advice, / comfort, or any other feedback if you have experienced anything similar and your son or daughter has gotten in. Thanks in advance. Okay, so let's just go and review a couple points here. Number one, I think it's great that this potential student is working with the AOL, Academy Liaison Officer. Kudos to the ALL for working with this person, working with this young man early. That's great, and thank you to the ALL for giving him some really constructive feedback. This is exactly what I keep on saying. Reach out to the Academy Liaison Officers and ask for their feedback. They will be brutally honest with you and they will tell you what you have to do. And it appears that's what happened here. So the SATs are low. 1170, just by splitting them in half, it's a 585. That is really low. For the big three academies, along with the Coast Guard Academy and the Merchant Marine Academy, but for the big three academies, you are looking at SATs up in the 1400s, 1300s, 1400s. It's not unusual for candidates to have math SATs of 700 or better, but this is the kind of competition is out there. So to this person, I direct you to go to the Academy website, look at the last posting that they have for the class of whatever and what that class profile looks like, and you will see that will be the average SAT score. So your son might have a 585 and they say, well, the average is 585. Well, yeah, there might be one or two below that, but there's a whole bunch above it. So it's a law of averages. So 585 is definitely at the lower level. So right now, I would say that is not competitive, and right now that's not a problem. So what I always suggest is that there's plenty of opportunities here to take the SATs. Believe that there's a test coming up in June, which is only a couple of weeks away, but there's going to be tests offered in the fall, right when school begins. There is no reason why your son cannot go online, get some free tutoring online, download the SAT books from the SAT site, and do as much as they can to study for the SATs and to get that score up. If you can afford a SAT tutor, go and do that. I have to tell you, spending money on an SAT or ACT tutor is money well spent when it comes to trying to get into a service academy. So if you have those resources, go and use it. Now with regards to the SAT, has your son taken the ACTs? Maybe the ACT will give them a better score. Maybe for some reason the SATs don't work for them, but the ACT does. So look at taking the ACT also and do that the best you can on that. So bone up, study, spend the summer. Do not waste your time over the summer studying for the ACT and the SAT. I mean, that is time well spent. Okay, the GPA, he says the GPA is 4.11. I have to tell you, I don't put much stock into GPAs. I've been doing these interviews for 40 years now. I always see that my GPA is 4.5. It's a 5.0 basis. We get extra points for this, extra points for that. A GPA is only relative to that specific school, so it really doesn't carry a lot of weight. What does carry more weight is the class standing within that school. So if your son or daughter, or your son in this case, is like number 1 and number 2 in the school, that's saying something. If they're number 50 out of 100 in the school, well, that's saying that they're in the middle of the class, and the 4.0 GPA is just another 4.0 GPA. So once again, the SAT and the ACTs are the great leveler across the United States. Everybody takes the same test. Everybody gets this based on the same scores. The person that takes the test in Nome, Alaska, or takes the test in Key West, Florida, takes the same test, and their score is comparable to that score. So the SAT, ACTs really mean a lot. The next one bothered me a little, that he struggles with math. I have to tell you, of all the years I've been doing this, from me personally, my wife personally, my 4 kids personally, and all the other kids that I have worked with over the years, you have to be strong in math going into any service academy. Any of the 5 service academies, you have to be strong in math. Because the first year, the plebe killers, the first year are calc, physics, and chemistry. If you are not strong in calc, physics, or chemistry, you will have a problem. So math, if you're struggling in math and you do get in, which I hope that you do get in, but if you do get in, you're going to struggle at the academy. And I don't know what high school you're going to. I don't know if it's a super private school or it's just a regular public school in the middle of the country. But I have to tell you, wherever you are right now compared to any of the service academies, time at the service academy and the classes moves at light speed, and you have to be able to keep up. So my advice to you is, yes, take pre-calc over the summer, but you want to take calc classes. And if you do not have the opportunity to take calc classes, look online for a program online or a community college online or something online where you can take at night and you can study calculus. And when you go for your interviews, tell the interviewers that you're taking calculus online because it's not available to the school. But if it is available to the school, take it. Also, I cannot stress this enough. You have to take calc-based physics if offered. Algebra-based physics is nice, but calc-based physics is really what they teach at the academies. And once again, that's a plebe killer. And once again, if that's not available, take it online and bone up on that. So with those, the math, the calc, the physics, and improving your SATs a lot, I think will help you, going into the academy, having a fair shot at a appointment or a nomination and appointment. This person did not tell me what academy that their son is looking to attend. I assume that it's one of the big 3 because they use the term ALL. Maybe it's Air Force Academy, I don't know. It doesn't really make any difference, but I think the advice I can give to your son and to the others out there watching it is just like I did in a video a week or 2 ago. Do not waste your time over the summer. Do the best you can in the SATs, do the best you can in the ACTs, and bone up on these classes that you need. And I mean, kudos once again to the Academy Liaison Officer. Work closely with them. Let that person know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Do not just sit back and wait for life to happen. So, one of the things, and I'm just reading, one of my careers was I was an attorney. So, I read the words here, and this is, she might not or he might not have meant what they wrote, but the last sentence is, I guess I'm just looking to see if anyone has any words, advice, comfort, or any other feedback if you have experienced anything similar and your son or daughter has gotten in. Thanks in advance. this tells me, and it might not be the case, but this tells me that they're statically looking at this position that this kid is in right now. They're statically looking at the kid has an 1170 SATs, the kid has a C in math, the C has a 4.11 GPA and struggling with math. Life is not static. The summer is not static. There's a couple of things you can do here. Like I said, improve the SATs, the ACTs, and take those calc classes. Don't be static. Don't look at this as a snapshot of where you are at the end of your junior year. You got the summer, and you got a good part of your senior year really to do a good job on the SATs and the math and everything. So good luck to you. Keep in touch with that Academy Liaison Officer. Thank you for the comment or the question. And I really hope that I answered your questions. And I hope that maybe I gave you a path forward for some of the things you can do. If you have any more questions or any comments, leave them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you for watching, and I hope you get what you want. Bye now.